Hello, Admiral Thrawn here, making another brief preview video for the upcoming submod, Age of Petty Kings. This one I'm going to be showing off the rosters that I've been designing for the various factions, specifically the Andal factions for this one. And for that I'm basically going to show, this is a custom battle. I'm thinking about making it an actual historical battle in the game. But for now, basically what this is it's the Battle of Cornhill. And the lore that we've been making, what happened was House Gardener of the Reach, you can see them down here. They move the thing. Yeah, basically, the Gardeners, they attacked the Tarbecks from the Westerlands, and with a big army, and the Tarbecks basically fortified up on top of this big hill with their longbowmen and fought a big battle. I won't go too deep into the details because you must want to see the units here, but yeah. So these rosters, these are entirely original rosters that I've been making, and like with all new UI and units and whatnot. So yeah, this here is moi. And so the way that they're working is that basically you first off have the levies. I already made a video about them, but yeah, each lord has their own levies they can recruit. And then after that, all the regular army and all, those are all generic to the entire faction. So as you can see here, you've got like Crakehall, Swift, Sarad, and Tarbeck shields on these guys. So you're going to have pikemen, and then for the ones in the Breaklands, which is basically the Crown lands before they were where the king was, those guys are going to have halberds. Then you've got longbowmen for the Westerlands and the Dornish Marches. Everybody else gets crossbowmen. You've got more pikemen. The way I set it up here with like my defensive wall was basically pikemen and longbowmen sort of interspersed. There's also regular archers, but I don't have any of them here. Then you've got men-at-arms, which are basically not knights, but they're sort of heavily armored footmen who are they're basically dismounted knights, but they aren't actually knighted. And then finally, you've got knights, who are basically the super powerful heavy Andal cavalry and all that. No other cavalry can withstand them except for the Dornish knights, who are also knights. I don't have any outriders here, but they'll be there as well. So yeah, that's that's basically the rosters. It may seem a little bit small, but I think it's a pretty good sort of variety of units that can do things well. And plus, we want to get this thing out before the actual 1.0 release. I'm going to speed this up. It took a little while for the enemies to actually attack me and all. So the way I have this set up here is that the House Gardener, by virtue of having the largest kingdom by far, they actually have 3 separate types of units. And all. Oh, here's some outriders if you want to see what they look like. Just pretty standard. So House Gardener has 3 different types of units. So in the sort of the southwest part of their kingdom and all around Highgarden, they've got the actual Gardener Knights. For like they can include House Hewitt of the Shield Islands, House Tarley, House Florent, and of course House Gardener themselves. Then in the in the eastern marches around Ashford, you have House Ashford, and no, that's not them. These are them. Oh no, actually these are the Osgrays. But so then in the eastern marches, you have House Ashford, and that includes the area like Houses Fossaway, Merryweather, and Meadows as well. And they have their own types of units. They're kind of called Ashford Men-at-Arms, but they'll probably be called East March Men-at-Arms, because that's basically they're the eastern marches of the Reach. And then northern marches of the Reach have the Osgrays. As you can see here, like I think it's called like the Cheeky Lion or the Cheeky Lion is their sigil, but yeah, so basically, they're going to be commanding everything north of the Mander River for the Gardeners. I always want to say Tyrells when I say Gardeners, because they became the Tyrells. Well, they died and the Tyrells took over. But anyways, like so yeah, as you can see here, I made some faction banners just now, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna fast forward some more. But yeah, so basically, this is just going to show off a quick battle. I'm probably not going to show the entire battle. It took a little while. But yeah, basically, I sort of had to move forward my longbowmen there to try and get them into the field. Longbowmen right now are kind of overpowered, so I might balance them down. But I think it's sort of a nice thing to have, just because at the moment the Westerlands, like basically all the powers in the Westerlands have longbowmen, and so that makes them pretty evenly balanced against each other, and they're going to be fighting each other most of the time. And I think it makes sense that they would have a more powerful archer unit than like say the Gardeners or whatnot. And then also the Volmonts of the Dornish Marches, they have those things as well. Anyways, though, so longbowmen are awesome, and they actually managed to rout these outriders. I'm not sure what's with these banners here. I replaced all the banners with sort of Game of Thronesy faction banners, but apparently some of them didn't work or something. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But anyways, so it might have to be do with like allied banners, I think. Like this is like player 2 of the allies or something. Anyways, so the gardeners go on the attack, and I forget about them like, covering these stakes, and also they managed to get some men-at-arms through. Uh, Levies, they aren't that great, but if cavalry charges like directly against them, the levies they'll do okay. And so the swift levies, like the army of the chicken, the manages to fight them off. The longbowmen, they pull back from the front lines, but I turn off their auto runaway thing pretty soon. Pikemen, of course, are always really good against cav. So basically, this is a fight that's pretty easy for me, despite the fact that I'm outnumbered like 3 or 4 to 1. Just because, like, on a hill and have the whole defensive position thing going. It's sort of like the historical battle of, I think, Pointers, was it? Or something, I don't know. Anyways, though, so, yeah, I really like the whole thing about how, like, the gardeners have the different, like Osgray and Ashford forces as well, just because it makes their army more diverse, and also it makes it sort of harder for them to like effectively, I don't know, I don't want to say effectively expand, but it's sort of a little bit of a handicap as well, because it makes it harder for them to sort of merge and recruit units and whatnot when it's like because you can't say merge a unit of Gardner and Ashford swordsmen or whatever. Anyways, though, so, yeah, the Ashford forces are attacking me. Thus far, the Gardner forces have remained in reserve here. They're waiting for their allies to basically wipe themselves out before they move forward. But they're moving up now. And, yeah, so basically I've just wiped out the Osgray and Ashford armies. My longbowmen got attacked, unfortunately, but I am going to send in my heavy knights here pretty soon. Any second now. Any second now. Or not. Oh, no. I sent the levies instead. But, yeah. I'm not going to show you the whole battle here. I won it eventually, but, yeah, this is what the rosters will look like. I'll probably post a new preview pretty soon to show off, like, the Dornish rosters that are also done. I still have to do the First Men and Ironborn rosters, but, yeah, things are coming along pretty quickly. Should be done, hopefully, pretty soon. Admiral Thrawn, signing off.